Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the Tyranids, because the Tyranids are now officially coming to the Sol system. In the last Psychic Awakening book there's a little blurb of text confirming that there is a hive menace now approaching the Sol system from the southern borders. So we're going to explore what potentially could happen if the Tyranids are now directly heading towards Terra. This is the beacon of humanity. What does that mean if that Xenos menace actually reaches that area? So let's jump in and let's get talking. So I think we should start with the actual blurb of lore text on this, so I'll read it out to you right now. It's going to be in the background if you want to read along. So this is from Watch Station Hadrax 37, Sol System Southern Border Sector 64/H. And the report states, "This is my 7th report since the anomaly first presented itself. It would doubtless be my last. I have resigned myself to the fact that no one is listening, but I report all the same, for it is my duty to the Emperor to do so. Empiric activity is now at 342% expected magnitude, and the Psi augurs are still climbing. There can be absolutely no doubt now that this is a fresh warp storm front opening to the galactic south. In and of itself, this catastrophe is enough to have driven half of the Watch Station adepts to madness. Gerum in particular had to be forcibly restrained and chemically lobotomized after his rampage through the engine decks 3 cycles ago. But now, Throne, I do not know how to describe what we are seeing. Xenos craft, living Xenos craft, vast leviathans of the deep void are spilling like vomit from the storm's maw. The stuff of the warp clings to their hides and tatters away as though it cannot touch them. Tendrils writhe in the dark of space. Compound eyes glitter, impervious to the killing of the cold space. They have scented us, I think. They swarm closer by the hour, and I am no fool enough to believe beasts so nightmarish could be benign. What is in this damn galaxy? Please, for the love of the Emperor, if anyone receives this, to be advised, there are hundreds of these living ships, maybe thousands. They are all pushing for the Sol sector. Emperor, save us all." So if we switch back to the map now, we can actually see where all this stuff is taking place now. You see the Luthor place that was mentioned in the report, you see Talon to the right of it, you see Apelia to the left of it, but just to the south of that Luthor place, this is where the warp storm is now. This is where thousands and thousands and thousands of Tyranid ships are spewing forth. You know, demons riding on them. The demons are not doing that much because it's Tyranids at the end of the day, they just laugh at demons. But now we have a massive Tyranid threat on the doorstep of the Segmentum Solar. So we do have a couple of planets that are actually in the Sol system, which, you know, some of the most renowned planets. Necromunda is one, right there. We all know what Necromunda is. It is basically, you know, famous for its gang warfare and stuff. The Imperial Fist actually recruit from that world. They do have a monastery in the upper hives of that world, so I'm sure the Imperial Fist are going to be involved in this some type of way. Now, coming from a lore standpoint and what could really happen, we'll get into the Imperial Fist stuff in a second because I have a really cool theory about this, but I also think that this could be a massive play for the Tyranids when it comes to the Necrons, facing off the Necrons. Now the problem is, if you take out Terra is basically holding back a massive portion of the warp. I know the warp is spewed out across the galaxy at this stage, but if you defeat Terra, you basically defeat mankind. Now, there's certain Xenos races in the galaxy that don't want that to happen. I would bet that the Necrons definitely don't want that to happen. They'd rather deal with the humans as a collective rather than the chaos infestation gods and, you know, warp magic and all that kind of stuff. The Eldar definitely would be on our side because at the end of the day, you know, chaos gods and all the stuff that follows it is very, very, very bad news for them. So I can actually kind of see like a scenario of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, where the Necrons, even though, like, you know, they've had this little bit of a scrap with humanity with the Indominus stuff and everything that's got to be coming out in 9th edition, and maybe they send some of their forces to actually back up the Imperium to try and reinforce them to stop this push into the Segmentum Solar, going on probably to Terra and, you know, trying to nom Terra. The Eldar, I can definitely see them doing that. It'd be really, really cool to actually see maybe the Necrons and the Eldar teaming up. We know the history that they have. I'm not too sure they would team up, but it'd be kind of cool to see them like back to back fighting like this massive enemy for their actual survival rather than, you know, fighting each other for each individual race's actual survival. Now, when it comes to the Imperium itself, this is the big talking point for me, because the Imperium are no pushovers. I know, like, we're not advanced as like the Necrons or, you know, the Eldar when it comes to terms of technology and knowledge and all that kind of stuff. But we are no pushovers. We can actually handle ourselves. You know, we've been going this long, especially with all the stuff that's been going on to us, and we're still there. We're still in the corner, you know, punching away. So our military might would definitely be getting involved into this situation. And one of the things I would love to see when it comes to the Imperial might is the Imperial Fist. We all know that the Imperial Fists have something called the Last Wall Protocol. Now, what that is, for those of you who don't know, is that when Terra is in direct threat, they activate the Last Wall Protocol, and the Imperial Fists reform as a Legion-sized force once more. All the successor chapters come back together, and they go as one. Something that is probably frowned upon by the hierarchy of the Imperium. Of course, Guilliman broke up the legions and stuff like that, but Dawn did put this protocol in place just in case Terra, you know, did eventually come under threat. We've seen it activated once before, and that was when the Orcs attacked Terra with the Beast Arises series. Fantastic series. If you haven't read that, really, really cool. I won't spoil it, but the Imperial Fist and the Sons of Dawn absolutely kick ass. There's a Primarch in there. It's so awesome. But if this happened again and the Last Wall happened again, I would absolutely love that. I'd love to see like the Imperial Fist, the Black Tempers, the Excoriators, you know, potential of like new chapters being reborn, the Soul Drinkers. I've always fancied coming back in some type of way, you know, all these awesome Sons of Dawn chapters reforming again and actually having this like blockade around the Segmentum Solar, the Phalanx getting involved. We haven't really saw the Phalanx in that much action. Yes, I know he fought Acadia and stuff like that, but the Phalanx now is at a new levels of power that's not been seen before. The Custodes gave them a device from their dark vaults, which basically lit up the Phalanx and give it like revived it in some type of way with the technology that they had. Yes, there may be different bits in there where, you know, the Custodes may plan something, or I don't know what's going on, but the Phalanx is like at a strength it's never seen before. So just seeing the Phalanx unleashing its absolute guns against, like, you know, a Tyranid hive fleet and just smashing it apart. Black Templar ships, you know, boarding, shooting, fighting, everything like that. It'd be absolutely incredible. I really, really hope that GW do more with this storyline when it comes to the Space Marines and the Sons of Dawn, because as a Son of Dawn, I would literally just lose myself in the madness that could happen. And of course, let's not forget the rest of the Imperium. You know, of course, other chapters will probably get involved, but what about, you know, like the normal regiments? You've got Talon around there, you've got Necromunda around there. We can have some like really, really cool campaigns. What I really think that GW could do with 9th edition is do more Vigilus style campaigns. I know there was a lot of pushback with the actual story when it came to them. I actually thought the first book of the Vigilus campaign was really, really good. It was just the ending of the second one that kind of took the winds out of the sails. But with the rules and stuff that came along, I know a lot of people are still using them today when it comes to like the Imperial Fist detachments and stuff like that. So maybe we can have some more stuff like that, but dedicated to like storylines like this. There is another storyline in 9th edition which I want them to explore, and that is the Dark Angel and Luther apparently being in the North sectors, but maybe that is a video for another day. But for this, you know, there's the potential there. You know, Krieg's just around the corner from this place. Like I said, Necromunda, Talon's there. Maybe get some of these, you know, Imperial Guard regiments that we haven't seen in a while back on there, start fighting. Maybe some new models and all that kind of stuff that can actually happen. Even though, like, the Imperium is, of course, going to be, like, the main person in this because of where it is in the galaxy, as I mentioned before, I think it's a really, really good opportunity now to bring in the Necrons, especially the Silent King. The Silent King has returned with the Great Rift and stuff like that, but, of course, previous stuff has mentioned he saw the Tyranids coming, he saw the threat of the Tyranids. Maybe this is like where he makes, like, one of his stands against the Tyranids and, you know, starts fighting against them to help the Imperium. Maybe we can have, you know, one of those kind of shady alliances again, like we've got with the Eldar at the moment. Of course, the Eldar brought Guilliman back and everything like that, and we kind of like stood with them for a bit. Maybe we can do that with the Necrons, and, you know, let's just be friends for now. Let's, you know, combat this common enemy, and then after that we can throw down and, you know, decide who wins between us two. All right, Chaperonios, I'm going to call the video there. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Do you think GW will explore this a little bit more, or do you think it's just a blurb of text that is just going to be left to rot in the anvils of history? Again, you know my feelings. Last War Protocol, this is the time, Sons of Dawn. I think this is a perfect opportunity to see the Last War Protocol reactivated again for the Sons of Dawn. Get some more Imperial Guard regiments in there, Necrons, Eldar. It can be a whole ball of fun. And don't forget, the Tyranids are no pushovers. Maybe the Tyranids actually win some stuff and actually do start pushing more into the Segmentum Solar to really put that, dreadfulness of, like, the grim dark actually in there. Like, oh my god, maybe some of the stuff was destroyed and the Tyranids are actually pushing forward. It's not like the Tyranids are automatically going to lose, but it's nice to see like Gilliman's reaction and everything like that, saying that there's this new Hive fleet or, Xenos threat that's actually pushing towards Terra and the throne world of humanity. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and feedback in the comment section down below, and we can have a nice little chat down there as we always do. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. See you now, have a great day, and bye bye.